Hi everyone, and welcome to this tutorial, as promised in the last one, on how to import your own custom form into QuickBooks Online. So if we go to the gear, custom form styles, and we click on this down arrow, we'll notice that we have some default forms that we can play around with and customize to our brand. So we've got an invoice, quote, and sales receipt. However, for some reason, sometimes you might have your own form style that is just different from these ones, and you may wish to import yours. So as long as you have a form in Word, and I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit, you will be able to import it. If you look at this again, there is no option to import, so we need to actually turn that on. So to turn that on, we'll go back to the gear. We'll go Your Company, we'll go to QuickBooks Labs, click on that. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do here, but for the purposes of today, we'll go to the Import Style, which is the second from the bottom there. We will need to turn it on. Import Style plugin has been activated. So this is now on. So under Import Style, I'll just read this. Now you can spice up your brand with your own invoice design. Import your docs file from Word, tell us which fields to replace, and voila, your brand is yours again. So what we'll do now is we'll just briefly look at the demo. So when you do this in your own file, if you're following along with me, you can actually click on that demo, and I'll just enlarge that. Let's listen.
Hey everyone, this video is going to teach you how to import custom sales form styles into QuickBooks Online. Let's get started. Click on the gear icon in the upper right, followed by Custom Form Styles. Now, click New Style, then Import Style. We import your style by replacing the text designated with chevrons with QuickBooks data. If you have a template ready, you can browse for it now, or download a sample template. Here, I am modifying an existing template that I had created before. As you can see, I'm adding chevrons to the areas which I want to be dynamic in QuickBooks Online. The values inside of these chevrons will be changed based on what you enter on the invoice screen later. You'll also notice that some areas are just images, or text without chevrons. These areas will remain static once in QuickBooks Online, so only keep those if you want them on every single invoice. Now I'll browse for my file that I just created. Here, we're preparing your invoice to match the fields you created with the fields that exist in QuickBooks Online. If we didn't get it right, don't worry, you'll have a chance to modify it here. This is a list of all of my available fields which were mapped from my invoice template. As you can see, each available field is designated by a number on the left which corresponds to the same number on your form. In this example, you can see the item, in which I've named Cupcake, corresponds to number 1. And the QuickBooks field, which this item represents, my activity table, is also correct. Most of these fields look like they mapped correctly. But this one here says tax amount, but I actually want to use this for my total tax value. If you have an idea of what field you're looking for, simply type it in the box and choose from one of the items in the drop-down. Now I just need to correct a few more of the QuickBooks fields. And everything looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and click Next. Now you'll be given a chance to preview what your form will look like. Go ahead and make sure all the fields look correct before hitting Save, because you won't have an opportunity to edit it later. Now give your form a name that you'll select from next time you create an invoice. Let's take a look at how to use that template style on a live invoice. Now that we have the invoice filled out, click Customize at the bottom and choose the style you just created. With the style chosen, we simply need to hit Print or Preview, and we'll be able to see just what that invoice looks like. And that's it. Now your invoice is ready to send to your customer.
So that was the tutorial on that, and we'll just quickly confirm that when we go back into our gear, and sorry, custom form styles, which is already there. That's alright. Now we can import style. And just as we saw in the tutorial, sorry, this is just a practice one, but normally it would not tell you you've reached the limit there. You'd be able to do the whole process that we just saw. So that's all for me on how to import your own custom form style. Have a play around with that, and if you do have any questions, don't forget you can send us an email at info@youthlessbookkeepers.com.au, or you can jump onto our website www.youthlessbookkeepers.com.au, schedule a discovery call for a 30-minute complimentary call, or you can contact your own bookkeeper or pro advisor to help you with that. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like.